name's Janet. I'm Janet Sussman. I was born outside of Philadelphia, moved to Florida and raised my kids there. And then in 2012, I moved to Panama. I had a lot of things going on in my life back in the United States. And then the '08 crash kind of solidified things. In 2009, to find another income where I could get income while I was sleeping, I found out about the free zone. And so I decided to come down and check it out. Well, the second I landed, I knew I had been here in a past life. I just fell in love. And so I started a business, and it wasn't the free zone business. I thought I could buy things in the free zone and bring them back to Florida, and they sell them on eBay while I was sleeping. And things got worse and worse there. I kept coming back and forth for the business. I made excuses. And finally, in around 2011, I realized, I'm happy in Panama. I'm not happy when I'm back in Florida. And I lost a lot of things in the '08 crash. I lost people in my life. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just try it for a year. So I took a leave of absence from my teaching position and got a job here. And I taught English private and with some English schools. And that led to a couple of positions in international schools. And my 1 year extended to 2 years. And when they called to have me come back, I said, nope, send me the paperwork. I'm retiring. So after the international schools, I did start a language school with a partner, English, Spanish. I did not teach the Spanish. And so I am a certified teacher, so I was able to do that. And it wasn't what I wanted. Again, I just wasn't happy. I didn't want to work that hard anymore. I heard about house sitting somewhere. So I decided I'll do this for 6 months. I knew I wanted to settle in Panama, lived in the city at the time, didn't know where I wanted to settle. So 6 months has turned into 5 years of house sitting. And so I travel full time now. I do not keep a place of my own. I travel Panama mostly, and Florida when I go to see my family. I house sit there, and now I'm expanding to a bit of Europe. And I love it. It's been 5 years of just travel and meeting people and making friends. And the pluses I get fur baby cuddle fixes. And in the meantime, I teach English and write some articles. So that's my life. So currently, I am house sitting in Boquete. Boquete is about maybe an 8, 9 hour drive from the city. It is beautiful up here. Volcan is nearby. Volcan Baru is a dormant volcano. Absolutely gorgeous hiking, beautiful flowers. They have an annual flower festival. They do some a jazz festival also up here. It is a very big expat community. A lot of expats come here. There's also, which is another wonderful thing about Panama, in each area, there's an immersion into the local culture. So you get to experience that. But if you don't have Spanish, you can get by. It's always a good idea to learn some because you miss out on so much. Boquete is mostly mountains, much, much cooler than Panama City or any of the beach areas. So if you don't like the hot and humid, Boquete is definitely a beautiful place to stay. And the lifestyle is laid back, but there is a lot to do. In the town, it's a couple of main streets, a lot of restaurants, a lot of shops, many, many things. These are no big mall, but there's a lot of little local owned shops and just a beautiful, beautiful place. People are so welcoming. The house that I'm in now, right now, I'm house sitting for 2 cats. They're indoor, outdoor cats. And the home is 2 bedroom, 2 bath, but it's an octagon house. And I believe there's some of these in Gorgona as well. And upstairs is another family. And I believe there's this 2 bedroom, 2 bath too. I'm really not sure. But it's by itself. It's across from a pepper tree farm. And the grounds around it are absolutely gorgeous. Up here, they have some of the most beautiful foliage you can ever see. The gardens are meticulously maintained and manicured. The gardener is here right now, in fact. And just about everything will grow up here. Boquete is very well known for its coffee. They have world-renowned, world-known coffee that has won awards, their geisha coffee. Right up the road here is an organic coffee farm that a man from California started when he retired and just decided he wanted a hobby. And now he runs this organic coffee farm that is amazing. My expenses living as a full-time housekeeper are about that. I don't have rent. It's not a paid position. It's an exchange of accommodations for home and pet care. And each place is a little different. I adapt myself to whatever their schedule is because that's kind of the point of having a house sitter, is so the pet's routine isn't disrupted. So whatever they do, that's what I do. If it's 2, 3 walks a day with the dog, that's fine. Throwing a frisbee, whatever. Belly rubs and ear scratches are definitely included. But as far as expenses go, I don't have rent, I don't have utilities, I don't have vet bills. I have my cell phone that is $14 a month for um, unlimited data, and I keep about $3 on my phone for minutes because who uses a landline anymore? So that's about it. I do have health insurance in Panama. That cost me $31.50 a month. It's with MOP free, and it's called a Mi Clinica plan. So I am connected to one hospital. My copay is $3, and my foot surgery during COVID was $26. So I have very few expenses. Other than that, it's my gas. I do own a car here. And that is a little tiny car, so that doesn't cost much in gas. Other than that, it's my travel expenses if I go to the United States or Europe, my airfare. In between sits, if I have an in between, which right now I'm pretty much booked through 2023. And so if I have a few days in between, that's when I usually head for the city and get my little Latin dance fix. And I'm addicted to Latin music and Latin dancing. The language barrier doesn't have to be a barrier. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I did not start to learn Spanish until I was in my mid-50s. And so, yes, the older you get, the more difficult it is, but it's definitely doable. And the people here are so appreciative of any effort that you make. So you learn the basics. There's plenty of resources to do it. Even the universities here have very, very inexpensive Spanish courses that you can take, and they're very intense. Immersion is the best way. Of course, there's the good old Duolingo and things like that. But you really do need to speak it and just learn the basics and build on it, because you are going to have your cable installed and you're going to need services, and they don't always speak English, and we're in their home. So it really is on us to learn their language. They try. In places like Boquete, there is a lot of English spoken in the businesses as well. Boquete, Coronado, Pedasi, you will find a lot more English. But why do you not want the whole experience? With most things that you're going to do, for example, any residency or anything like that, you do need a Panamanian attorney. Don't try to do it yourself. There are some procedures that you do need an attorney for, but they're very helpful and can avoid, they're not that expensive, and it can avoid a lot of headaches if you just do it the right way. Having things connected. Usually there's a press 2 for English line, but if not, someone will help you. Fruits and vegetables are like you never tasted before. Produce is so fresh and it's so delicious, especially at all the roadside stands. That you will find produce in the supermarkets, of course, and some of that is shipped, and it's kind of like the produce in the supermarkets in the United States. But in the stands, and here in Boquete, there's also another store, and it's called the Canasta Básica. And that is the basic package, the basic basket. And those are controlled prices, but again, they're local. Everything here, especially in Chiriquí, this province, is fresh and local. The things that are grown here are trucked, and you will see big overloaded trucks of pineapples and every other, and watermelon, seasonal. Everything's seasonal, and that makes it delicious. As far as coming to Panama, if you're thinking about it, I would suggest doing something like taking one of the Panama relocation tours. That way you can see little bits and pieces. And one of my lines is always, you know, Panama isn't for everybody, but there is something in Panama for everyone. But every part of Panama is so different from the other. You really can't come here, visit one place, and yeah, you might fall in love with it, but decide that is for you, and then move here. And then you find out maybe the transportation, maybe the access roads, the area, not enough English, too many expats in one area, the other. There's so many different things to see and do, and different ways of living and different prices. The city, of course, is expensive. The purely expat communities, yes, they're a little more expensive. But across the highway, there's something for a fraction of the price. For example, Coronado, very expat community, hour plus from the city, right on the beaches, lots to do. Not all that cheap sometimes. You cross the highway to Las Lajas, and I just took a picture of the sign the other day. An apartment, I went back to look at it, decent building, cute little neighborhood. You're going to drive to these restaurants everywhere anyway, maybe another 5 minutes, $349 a month for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. So try it out. Come in Airbnb. There's deals on Airbnb that are 50% off. Rent a place for a month. Try someplace else. Get the variety of places. Yeah, make your short list. I would try Panama Relocation Tours. Jackie has an amazing collection over the years of resources and referrals. Her guide is invaluable. Try all these things. Then go back and sit there and say, okay, I like this, kind of like this, that place, but not as much as this place. Don't know if I want to buy a car. How's the transportation? So there's a lot of factors. Make your line down the middle of the page. Make your list of pros and cons and druthers, and really, really think about it. It's a big step. It's a big step. But I can tell you, after 11 years of living here and traveling, I do house sitting in Florida, in Europe, this is home. I hope I've helped other people and want to come here, want to try it, and I look forward to meeting y'all.